Tell us more about some of the programs and certifications that the PMI offers.
So there's quite a few certifications, and you can check them all out on the website. The big one is the PMP, which is all around and is complemented by what we call the PMBOK, which is basically a body of knowledge around project management. And it's a certain type of project management, which is around what they call the waterfall way of project management. And that's a very tried and tested way. It's when you already know what is the outcome that you're trying to achieve. Like say you want to build a bridge, and that's a project. And so you know where the start is, you know where the end is, and you know what you need to do in between. And that's your classic project. And that can be applied to a road, a building, a bridge. And in fact, it can apply to all kinds of work where you kind of like know what the outcome is. So that's where we've cut our teeth for the last 50 odd years. And we've built different forms of the PMP. So we have one which is about portfolio management, which is managing, a series of programs. And each program is made up of a series of projects. And we also have a program certification. So you can have a project certification, you can have a program certification, you can have a portfolio certification, building up your expertise in how to manage multiple programs. When I was at Vodafone, for example, I had 65 projects or programs of work all going on at the same time. And that, to me, was a portfolio of projects which I was managing. A very different way to manage, much more emphasis on leadership compared to a particular project. So that's where we have really sort of come from that world, and it's been very, very successful, and it continues to develop. But what we wanted to do also is there are different ways of working. So for example, if you don't know what the outcome is, for example, applications, when you're designing an application today, a computer application, people may not know what the end game is, and they will want to do it in iteration. They'll want to do it in pieces. They'll say, okay, we'll do a sprint, or we'll go a little bit, and then we'll take a look at it and say, okay, let's change this. And then we'll go another way, and let's do this. And you go through a period of iterations. That's a different way of working, different style, and it's got a completely brand new method and mantra to how you do it. It's very different to the waterfall way of working. So that's it's called the agile way of working, and organized, and that built out of the world of application development, software development. And now communities around the world are saying, I want my entire organization to be agile. So can I have an agile sales department, or an agile ops department, or an agile, HR department, etc., so on and so forth. So we're seeing this development of the agile enterprise, So we have some certifications in that space. We made a couple of acquisitions last year called Disciplined Agile and Flex, which are two organizations which have really taken the world of agile. And there are many organizations that have different methodologies around the agile world. And what Disciplined Agile is it creates kind of like an overlay over all of these, saying choose the one that's best for you, for the project that you've got right now, or the program that you've got right now, or the piece of work you're trying to do right now. You don't have to use one specific type, but here's a set of frameworks that you can use that can help you choose the right, what we call choose your wow, choose your way of working. So we started to build a space in there, and now we're developing even further. So there's a few more. And there's a number of certifications, by the way, for Disciplined Agile. There's 3 different certifications that you can take, which take you up different levels. And now we're moving into other spaces too. So we know that power skills is becoming important. We know design thinking is becoming super important, and it's required for all different types of work, regardless of what system you use. So we're building up a certification around design thinking. We call it wicked problem solving. And then taking one step further, and what we call a leapfrog is taking us into the world of citizen developer, which is around the ability to be able to create solutions and applications to problems without having to pass them to an IT department to create the application for you, but being able to have the skill sets to be able to do it yourself, and thereby unlocking value of change makers across the globe, regardless of what industry you're in. So that's what I'm really excited about. But it's our leapfrog now, taking us from where we were to some new areas that we can work in and start to build a reputation in. And again, there are some certifications that will be coming out by the end of the year in that space. In fact, next month. And then finally, we haven't left the traditional PMP behind, because we've now started to look at specific areas of specialization, and there'll be a certification coming out around construction, which is just double down a little bit more around developments happening in the more traditional project management, but in the construction space, and we'll look for others as well as we go along through the year. So that's a broad, sort of very high-level view across all of the vast majority of certifications that PMI offers.